Hey,
Hey, there you
boom.
are.
Awesome, awesome. What?
Boom.
Yes, the ladies, the Mixtape Queens, and myself. What's
Yes,
up?
Mass Demp,
Hey.
everybody.
Yeah,
How's it going, King?
it's awesome. It's sick. We're on part two here. A little bit of technical setbacks, but then we figured out Instagram will work,
Yeah,
you
this
know?
is cool because we don't always do this, but
No.
this is kind of
Right.
a live podcast,
Yeah.
and we're recording it too.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we can get some
What
good
up?
snippets out of here.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and actually, I was just playing. I'm gonna put it back on.
Yeah.
This is your latest single featuring
Yes.
Angel Hill called
Yeah.
You.
Yes.
So we want everybody to tap in with Mass Demp. Make
Absolutely.
sure y'all follow.
Like, subscribe, go to his YouTube, everything. What up, baby bear?
Same
Yes.
thing. Same thing for anyone from my end. Check out the Mixtape Queens. They
Yes.
have been interviewing so many great artists and giving people platforms. It's awesome.
Yes. I mean, we
I
love our artists. We love
I
our
Yes.
was
artists.
I was amazed when I started looking at the extent of how many people. Do you guys have like a running number of how many interviews you've done or how many artists?
Like 80 something.
I want to say we're on like 87.
I was predicting 100, so that's cool.
And we're
Yeah.
getting close. We're pretty much booked for the rest of
We're
the
booked for
year.
the rest of the
So
year, yeah.
Wow.
we're
Well, I'm happy to be in the wave that's on the second go.
Yes.
So yeah, excited to see what conversations we get into on this, and it's an honor to be here with you guys.
Aww.
thank you.
Yeah,
We love you so much.
It's always a
And
yeah,
pleasure.
definitely,
we got a lot to
definitely.
catch up on because, like, your new single, we want
Yeah,
to talk about that. And
yeah,
you just got married.
Yes.
true.
You've
It's
been
true.
running all around the world, running.
Want
Yeah,
to hear everything.
this is
Yeah.
true. This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's hit it. What's the first topic? Where do you want to begin, ladies?
All right.
Oh
Well, tell us
man.
about this song because
Yeah.
I know it's been in the works for a while, and it's worth the wait. It's a
Yeah,
really good song. How was the progress? Like, what was the inspiration behind it, and how did you link up with Angel Hill to get this song so good?
great questions.
Hmm.
All right, so that's a lot of unpacking there. So we'll have a good combo in between. Interrupt me anytime. Angel and I had a lot of mutual friends. I have a friend that I went to high school with who used to manage Migos, and the person on who was with him was a friend of Angel Hill through Ethica Recording, which is the underwear boxers merchandise. Also, they have their own whole studio and everything out in California, I believe. They had a friend who knew Angel Hill, and I recorded a song with an artist in Tampa called Famous Kid Brick. Famous Kid Brick also did a song with Angel Hill the same day that I did the feature with Angel Hill. I recorded a song called Flex, and Famous Kid Brick just did a record called Temperature with Angel. I'm pretty sure the record came out. I'll look back. It's a banger. So our bond started on that day where he's like, yo, I just did this record with the guy from Ethica, Angel Hill. I'm like, oh, wow. And I heard the record, he showed it to me, and it didn't come out for a long time, which is the same story of what happened with me and the one on Angel today. So mutual people in the Tampa scene, being that he's from Florida as well. Famous Kid Brick being a really big dog, and then my friend Garrett Cagney, who now he's been with a lot of artists since Migos split, but his friend one time FaceTimed Angel and goes, "Yo, you know this kid Mass Demp?" Because I was with them, and they're like, "Is this guy lying to us? Why is he dropping your name? Such a unique name, Angel Hill." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know Angel," but we hadn't met.
Hmm.
So the first time he and I met was so many months later. I was with my friend Garrett and the Migos for the Super Bowl in Tampa, which was actually something I went to, and because it was awesome, being that it was the Bucks and the Chiefs, and Tampa and Kansas City are basically my favorite cities. So I was with them, and that was the first time anything started with Angel. And I'm sorry it's such a long story, but there's some unpacking. Ask any questions. Um, the record took a long time to come out because once I finally met him, we had a lot of getting to know each other. and that was when Caskey was on tour with Doobie, and we'd communicate. We were following each other for a long time already. Then it was this thing called the Artist Summit, which you guys might have heard about. I know a lot of your people you've interviewed have come through that nucleus because it was a really good meeting and conference where a lot of like-minded artists got to know each other. So at that, I met Hector Sounds, and I had good quality time getting to know Angel. And other than like passing on tours, like, hey, I'm about to hit the stage. Hey, what's up? Yo, nice to meet you in person. He's, he's a very iconic guy. He's different. Angel, his fashion to how he treats people, he's special. I love him. And once we got that record started, it began off of Angel's vocals. And I bought an exclusive beat, which is that beat, through Hector Sounds, who I'd also met before through Caskey. So it's all tied through Caskey. And getting to know his core, which he opened up to myself and other artists that were fortunate enough to want it and go out and get it and know how to do it. Because a lot of people might be afraid, and I just definitely didn't have that. I saw the opportunity and got it finished. So Angel laid down these vocals, which was what you hear. And Hector Sounds, who's worked with Post Malone and Tyler Yahweh, and he's even worked with my favorite artist, got a little Yeezus on there. He's even worked with Kanye. He was on the Donda album. He did some production on that, which was really cool. And that was enough to have me go like, yo, I need to buy a beat. And it's not a affordable beat for many people. An exclusive beat, cooked from scratch, based off a vocal. It was a big investment. So I got the Angel feature for crazy low price because he was very kind, and still actually got a decent price on the beat. But so that was beat and vocal, and they left me open 2 verses. I sat on those for quite a while, many a months. Like, we had our first interview. Do you remember when we first talked?
Mm-hmm.
What month were we? Probably January, February.
Yeah.
So I know that's around where we met.
Yeah,
I think.
We got it written down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not like it's a big deal, but anyway, a lot of months went by. I wrote my verses. I really didn't change them much. And then I got into recording them right around the wave of when I was about to get married, because I found a new zone of whatever kind of music I was bending towards. And you guys put out a really cool vote thing, and I chose what I am is pop. It's not like I left hip hop, but that's where my sound is growing towards. It's a lot more singing, even in the verses. I'm trying to sing more and focus on being a tenor. So I know I unpacked a lot. Any questions before we keep running on?
No, that's good. That's good. We want to know everything.
Good.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. You don't have to put yourself in a box anywhere. So, I love that you're really finding out you love the pop sound. Not that you, like you said, not that you forgot about hip hop or rap, but you also have a love for this other genre. So I think that's a beautiful thing to show other people that you might not even know people are watching you and getting inspired to be like, oh, I can step out of this box. I'm not limited. So that's pretty cool. Definitely tell us more. We love that.
Yeah. So I wrote it back when I was in an apartment before I was married, and I was very intimidated because it was a really beautiful beat over the scratch-made piano and drums, very open. It was made for great vocals like Angel had on it already. And one day I was just like, I'm going to book the session at Strange Music in Kansas City, Tech 9 spot. And is this decent lighting? Because my computer just switched. And no. Okay, got it back. Anyway, which lighting was better? Probably brighter?
Yeah,
this is cool.
It's perfect.
Okay, so other note here, I'm drinking out a little Post Malone cup.
Oh, cool.
Being that Hector Sounds, I see beautiful. Yeah. Staying hydration's key.
Yeah.
So Hector Sounds had a really big beat placement, which was Waiting for Never on Post Malone's 24 Karat Toothache. Makes sense. I threw it in the grills like when we first met. happy to put them on. Glad that this interview's in the physical form instead of just digital vocals. You know, it's cool. Anyway, with that, I finally got to a place I was like, let's go. It's like stepping into the ring as a boxer, that I said, I'm going to record this. I went to a phenomenal studio with a great engineer, and I took my time to get those vocals right. And Angel was even awesome enough to help me get the vocals totally mixed and mastered and level with mine. He did me a real solid favor on looking through his files to find them, you know, which he didn't have to. He's always been first class with me the whole way. Right now, we're actually about to start marketing it more, because I just put it out there to see how it did, and I wanted to get it out. Now I'm going to start really pushing it and marketing it more, because I feel like it's the best song of my career thus far. That's how I'm feeling. So the verses were recorded. I really didn't change a word from what I wrote, which is really a cool thing as an artist. If you sit on a verse for a number of months and you're like, I'm good with it. It's on the drums. It sounds good. I just got to sing it to the best of my ability and then get it out. And another cool thing is it's in Dolby Atmos. If you're listening on Apple or whoever can do that spatial audio for like headphones like this, or wherever you have a really good sound system, it's in Dolby Atmos spatial sound. That's an engineer that I use in Tampa, one of my best friends. He was at the wedding. His name's Skyler, the engineer. First engineer I ever worked with at a place called Grand Bay in Tampa, which is where I met all the people that started my career. Famous Kid Brick being one of the first ones, another guy, Forgiato Blow, another guy named Bruce Wayne. Yeah, I've got some records with some female artists that I recorded there too. There's this amazing girl named Jahidi, and she did 2 records with me in person at that studio. One of them being my top streaming record all the time is this record called God's Matter. Have you guys ever heard that one? So
I'll listen to it though.
I'll have to send it your way. That one is very much like the next record I have coming out, but it was just due that the Angel record got out. He said, get it out now. Don't wait any longer. I don't know what my future is going to hold. I want to help push this. And he's always got new situations coming up. So I listened to him like, okay, it's coming out, my next drop. So, yeah, that's pretty much, that's a lot of the story on you. Just a little bit of the emotion on it. I was having ups and downs with my girl. He went through a breakup with his fiance, and he put that into the hook. And my ups and downs with my girl, who became my wife, was that she wanted to get married, you know? And I had to get money right, life right, everything handled. And the journey of that was like, yo, trust me. Everything I said in the verse is like just me being real and saying like, take this rock I offer. You know, you're my rock, a little bit of wordplay. And that's my favorite song to date. Yeah.
I have to agree with you. I think it's my favorite song too so far. And you have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And you're right, your sound has changed a lot. I mean, you've only been doing music for so long, which always amazes us, right? Since like COVID time.
Exactly.
And,
I'm probably close to 4 years now.
Yep. And that pandemic brought something out of music. I think it brought something out of art. And we really started to wake up like, okay, if we're gonna all die, we gotta follow our dreams now. And that's such a blessing, because look, I mean, maybe not everybody knows who Angel Hill is, or you know, Hector Sounds, but I mean, for us, that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal to have Angel Hill on a track. And I can just imagine getting the track from him and thinking, oh great, now I gotta come up with the best hook of my life, or you know, the best verse, you know, 2 verses. I mean, that it makes sense that you sat with it so long and you really put your heart into it. And it's right in alignment with, now you're a married man. And congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, we're super excited, and I think we're gonna meet up again sometime when you'll end up seeing my wife and we'll click, we're shooting down for that total solar eclipse that's happening in April. Are you guys aware of that at all?
Yes.
Yeah. So I know you guys are in Arkansas, a neighboring, basically neighboring. I'm on the Kansas side.
Yeah, we're real close.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah. So, but I'm in Missouri more than half the time. You know, I work in Missouri across the state line all the time, but I just shoot down from Missouri. I'll pass you guys. And we're going down there in April for sure to see that. And we'll make sure that we catch each other and we'll line it up. Maybe even the day after or something, we'll do an interview. Who knows? Something cool.
Yeah. We're up for it. Yeah. We are up for it for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
So, yeah. And with Angel, it is a huge deal to me too to have a record with him. His star is rising. And he was very specific when he heard that record. He told me he was going to, if he didn't like it, he was going to make me go redo it. And I was fortunate that he FaceTimed me. He's like, yo, it's perfect. Like, you get it. You got it. And he told me treat the verses like a hook. And so that was the approach I had to him. And I had a pre-chorus in there that repeated on both of the verses. And it was really cool. The guy, Hector, having that look at you, you know, like every time I look at you, like it was like a Kanye type sample that he was able to do because he has that sound. So I used that kind of like an homage to really classic hip hop, to have things like hit right on a sample or tying back into the hook. Cause I'm really rooted in hip hop. It's just that with my image and sound, it leans towards pop, very much like a Post Malone, or what I always say is I'm Bieber if he really rapped. Like if Bieber was really rapping, that's the goal. No shade on Bieber. It's just, he's very, very pop. You know,
he's really good.
Yeah, and he's great at what he does. But yeah, that's
one
not
of my
shade.
favorite.
That's not shade, because he's great at what he does.
Yeah.
But I definitely can like see that. But you know, I just love the fact that you're not boxing yourself in and limiting yourself to just one genre. And I appreciate like Angel saying the way that he told you, do your verse like you would your hook. Like, for me, that changes. That changes my perspective on a lot of the ways that we as artists like proceed with our music.
Yeah.
Because we think, oh, the verse is going to be so difficult to write because I got this fire hook and now I don't know what I'm going to put for the verse. But to approach it like it is the hook. Is
you did that.
Pretty cool. You snapped on it. I love it.
Yeah, the song is great. We want everyone to check it out. It's called You.
Yep. Featuring Angel Hill.
And it's streaming everywhere. We're excited to see what else you have in store promotion-wise, maybe even video-wise. We've seen you with the heart bleeding. And that was kind of cool because you had all white on and you didn't, drip it on you or anything. I was like really impressed by that.
Yeah, that was some Amazon idea, and I just made it happen. I woke up. It's the best thing you can be as an artist is like just have an idea and run with it. That's one of the things I would say. So I woke up one day. I'm like, I want to just get a heart and have it dripping in a washable blood, but it looks real, and be just like, I'm giving you my heart. Some people were like, "Oh, that's not for me, man." But one of the whole things is it's just a little bit of shock and attention. And nowadays, I believe you have to do things like that to get anyone to not just whoop whoop scroll. So I just did something, and it's genuine. That like I really put my heart in the record and the vulnerability. One artist that when I was writing it, Angel was like, "Yo, look at how Dua Lipa writes her hits, like." Look at her structure. So I will give a shout out to Dua Lipa because Angel was big up in her, and she is one of those special ones nowadays that is really putting out great original stuff. She doesn't lean too much into sampling like a previous hit, which I think a lot of artists are using as a crutch. And I think that's a way that right now music is getting mass produced is the way I look at it. And she's someone who's coming with it. As a true brand new fresh artist. Obviously the Grammys gave her best new artist when she came out. They weren't wrong on that one in my firm opinion,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I love me some Dua Lipa. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I loved her when she put out that song a couple years back, New Rules. Like when I first heard it, I was like, oh, she's awesome. She's really good.
Yeah.
And I've been on her ever since. So I do appreciate artists like that who, don't get me wrong, I love the remixes. Some of them are like so good, but there's something about those original pieces that really genuinely come from the artist. To me, those are some of the best songs.
Yeah.
Those original pieces, because nobody's heard it before.
Yeah. It's crazy how many times like I can hear the same song get reflipped, you know? Like there've been a lot of different samples of that PD Pablo Freaka Leak, and I'm like, man, like what a OG that he made that sound, and it just that the drum pattern as a DJ, it's like, wow, here this person literally sampled it, just changed like a word, not to even name names, but it's something else when you're the originator of a sound. And on the devil's advocate to that, one of my other favorite artists nowadays is Lotto, and she did that Mariah Carey sample, you know, and turned it into Big Energy, and I think that was so perfectly done. She would be out of the category of me being like, yo, you used it as a crutch. She didn't. She like took it and ran with it in a really cool way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's art. I'm not trying to knock anyone that uses kind of like a cheat code to get a hit, you know?
Yeah. Right.
That's true. That's facts.
Right, but I can appreciate the song. Like the song is so beautiful, but I can appreciate the idea that you came up with the heart bleeding, because it's just so different. I just love how you did it. It's cool. And just the different camera things that you come up with creatively, and you don't really need a huge budget or a huge production team to get your artistry across and stand out. I love that about you.
That's true.
You always know how to stand out.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people could learn from that.
Yeah, you guys will definitely laugh at this. The main person shooting my videos lately has been my wife. She's like, I gotta go and do it. But I'm like, yo, you got a talent. You have fire shots, because these next ones coming, she'll be a shot, like all of them. You know, and all those heart ones she did, and it's cold out in Kansas City. You never can tell. She's like freezing, filming me at places, you know. So she's a real warrior, my baby. Much love to her.
Yeah, shout out to her, because you know, you gotta have a spouse that supports you, and wants you to follow your dreams, and you probably saved a lot of money on her filming it, because someone's gonna have to, you know, charge you a lot of money to do that.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. When it comes to your partnership with your wife, obviously she supports you. On our last podcast, we did go into depth about how she was the one that really was like, you need to be doing what you love to do, and I'm going to support you in it. And she's really just been there for you.
Yeah.
In that aspect, and probably all other aspects in your life, how important do you feel that it is to have a partner that is willing to help you not only reach your goals, but set that bond of like trust and like true devotion towards like building you up and like helping you fulfill your dreams?
Man and woman, like, wow. That one got me slightly emotional reflecting on it when you asked that, because that's where I write a song like that, you know, to have someone you can count on that much. Like I said in the last one, sometimes she believes in me more than I believe in myself. And because it's such an uphill battle as an artist until it just snowballs, until it's like, now you're in, now you're on, just do it again, you know? And the follow-up game is what becomes important then. But so she's there for me when I'm down. She's there for me when I'm up. Fortunately, we're on the best year of our lives. The wedding was awesome. We traveled a lot. We got to see a lot of family members. It's still Thanksgiving coming up, so a lot of really good things are left in this year, you know, November and December. I'm a Scorpio, so I turn 31 at the end of this week. I'll be 31. Jumped in the music scene at 27, and that was right on the pandemic. So I was young 27, not totally fresh, but I jumped in at 27. And she and I have been together for about 6 years. So she knew me prior to having a single song out, and she helped motivate me to get my first single out. And I remember when I recorded my first single, which now is only on SoundCloud, for business reasons, it had a sample of Rocky Balboa on there. I'm like, I'm not going to risk getting sued someday. So I just put it out for free and I took it off the platforms. But my first single I recorded and went right to her house, you know, like I recorded it with my best friend at his apartment. He was my best man for the wedding. So like real bonds stick. Like the guy I made music with was my best man, and the girl I ran to when I made my first song is my wife. Whoa, you know, like keep your circle small is what I've learned from that, because in the journey of doing what I want and manifesting an idea and becoming basically a thing for someone to judge as art, you know, like I put this name on, I'm not exactly myself, I'm an extension of myself with shininess and entertainment and judgment, which I welcome. So it's everything, having someone that supports you. The other loose point there that I want to touch on is I'm completely there for her. She's on her journey. I moved to Kansas City for her. And then now in like 5 or 6 months, her job might take her to another place. And it could be a city like Chicago. It could be Las Vegas. Those are the two leading ones. But she's got interviews and she's trying to match as her career goes. And she's a doctor in one of those cities. And it likely might be Chicago. So I'm with her, she's with me, and it's hands washing hands and hands holding hands, you know?
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I see it, yeah. Definitely.
No, yeah, I definitely love that. I love that answer. I think it's beautiful when you can truly have people that really have your back, that know you beyond what's on the surface. They know who you are inside and out. And it is a very powerful thing to have the person that you love, that you did music with, be your best man. Like he really holds you down like that. That's amazing to me. And also for your partner to be the exact same person that you shared your first song with, that you shared your first piece of music with, and for her to immediately be supportive, top notch. Yeah, top notch. There's nothing better than that.
She one day will be featured because she can really sing. And her background, she was raised on Selena. It was one of her artists that she loved growing up. So that's one of her favorite. And we even spoke about it the other day. She's like, one day I'll come out on tour with you and I'll be singing at the live show.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be lit. And I know she can sing. I know she can. Now that you told me she'd been listening to Selena. Yeah. You ain't got no choice.
Correct. And I got to pay respect to, if you see the person down in the comment, Cool Jewel, that's my mom.
Oh,
yeah. Mom, and her icon is my single, which is like, she's a day one super fan, loves the music. She's a lady who can sing too. Very beautiful person inside and out, going through a lot of challenges in life. And she's taught me and raised me to be who I am as a single mom. And my godmother just jumped in. That's pretty crazy. My godmother's in there. So we got some family on here in the lot.
Queens. Yeah, you have a lot of divine feminine energy around you.
Yeah, beautiful queens.
I think that just helps build your like divine masculine. Because I believe in all of that. We believe in all of that. And that's probably why you're able to really tap in and make great music, and not just make great music, but also just show people that aren't necessarily feeling confidence in themselves, feeling like they can do this. You're showing them a way. Like, if I can do this, I know y'all can do it, you know?
Yeah, you're inspiring people.
It's very inspirational.
Yeah.
It's very inspirational. inspirational. I mean, I can't tell you how many artists we've actually gotten to talk to and work with that are extremely talented. I mean, some of the most talented people on the planet, like yourself, and
Oh, really?
they have completely given up, and we have not seen or heard from them in years.
Self-doubt.
I have a record called Doubt Out, and my advice to an artist that has doubt and wants to give up, just one day wake up and open your eyes and say, it's not over, you know? Because you can start to snooze on your dreams, but that record, Doubt Out, I went and shot a video for it, and it re-inspired my whole career. And just look for that caffeine. Look for that espresso of a human being. One of my other really good friends right now is my super fan on YouTube. We converse. We have phone calls. Shout out Saltwater Bass TV, of all things, a guy that goes fishing and shoots videos. He's got a great following with that. He found my record, Doubt Out, and he said it changed his life. I'm like, wow, man, like, are you kidding me? And I was like, that record actually woke me back up. When I was falling asleep on my own journey, that record got me up, and I inspired myself, which was great because it inspired someone else. And when he found me, we had a great conversation. But I would say that roll with the punches. I say the hook on that song is crazy. When I make a song and I can't stop listening to it myself, I'm just fueling myself. And a lot of artists have to do that. But I was like, hit them and turn the L's into W's. So I'll just drop this real quick. I go like, turn the L's into W's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hit them and put the L's into W's. So it's like, that was a hook of mine. And it just made sense. And, you know, you take your shot. I was hoping that could pop and be a thing that people do on TikTok. I'm still figuring all that out. But I really don't sweat it. I don't sweat the unknown variable of when it could go. I've seen an artist blow up and go viral. I have an album with a guy named Greatness. And on TikTok, he's probably approaching he's at 2 million, probably approaching 3 million on TikTok. I made a whole album with him when he was the same stature as mine. He's just got like 10 more years in the industry. And he's a really great example of someone that can just have their life change overnight. So you're saying stay tuned for the next marketing coming up on you. I have that art cover was designed by a guy named Adam Wade. That's going to be on a t-shirt, and that t-shirt's going to come out. It's a really cool bubble letter, super artsy, phenomenal piece of work that Angel helped open up his network to me on to get some art that he really liked on that. So that t-shirt's going to come out. It'll be a limited run, and I'll see how the sale of that goes. And those shirts are going to be available once they touch down. I'll be doing promo with them.
I love it. I love the cover, and I love the art for it. Yeah, it looks really good.
Appreciate it. I love it too.
Well, we're super excited to see what else you're going to do. And speaking on that, let's talk about 2024. This is fastly approaching in the next few weeks. What is something that you are hoping to accomplish? Because I don't want people to drop their commitments that they want to keep to themselves until they're done with it. But if there is something you're willing to share, what is something that you are really, really looking forward to in 2022?
Well, I'm a total heart on the sleeve guy, and much like Angel, that's how we got along and made a record as vulnerable as that. Caskey's a lot like that too, which is why they get along. So I have nothing I'm holding back on this answer. My goal going into last year was to drop a single every month. I did it, which is crazy. I dropped a single or an EP every single month I dropped. It was always like the first, second Friday of the month. And that was my goal last year. My goal this year is to sell out all my merch, my current merch. A lot of talking. Anyway, selling out the current merch is the goal I have now, but the next single that's coming in December is called Praise Him. It's a religious song. Another one of those records that when I, thank goodness for water, another one of those records that when I made it, it reinvigorated my whole career. I made that record in studio the day after I met Kasky in person when he was on tour, because I'd already had 2 records done with him before I even met him, just through Instagram and emailing. I made this record called Praise Him, Praise, praise, but Hymn. So it's him, like a spiritual thing. It leaves it wide open to gender. You know, we don't know what God is. People say he, some people say she, who knows? No one knows. So I left it wide open with that, and I said, praise him. And the song is absolutely the happiest song I've ever made. When I hear it back, I'm like, how was I ever that happy? You know what I mean? Like, and it was like, I got reinvigorated, and I recorded that one at Strangeland, Tech 9 studio, my favorite studio to go to, because it's insane. To even get in there, you have to be very blessed, which I feel very blessed, because I jumped in there during the pandemic, and being that I had a foot in the door, they let me come back in, because they're mostly like, you have to be signed to their label to go in there. And it's top-notch everything, head to toe, including the engineer. When he started his career, he'd work with like Selena Gomez, you know, and then he found his way to Kansas City and Tech 9. So that record's coming out. I'm going to do a lot of spiritual things for that record's promotion and promoting with God, you know, and see how that goes, because it's usually going to go pretty well.
Yeah, we're going to love that. And we have the spiritual mixtape out on Apple and Spotify.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're always adding to our mixtape. So that fits right in our themes.
Yeah. Well, that one's coming out on December 8th. And then another really cool thing. So I'm ending the year strong. The goal of next year is to sell out the merch and grow. I have the domain massdemp.com. All the merch will be on there. And there's still my original merch on there. A little bit of that left. I'm going to start adding a lot of new things, and looking forward to shipping all those things out. And finishing the year strong is my move. I'm dropping a video which was recorded at my wedding for Vows, this other record that I couldn't stop listening to when I made it. Once again, recorded at Strangeland, made all of it for my wife. It's called Vows, and performed it there. Shot the video with one of my other best friend, one of my videographers in Tampa named Cody Roberts. He goes by All Thrill No Chill. There are only a couple of my industry friends I invited to my wedding. 3 of them that I can think of off the top of the head. My best friend producer, one of my best friend engineers, and a best friend videographer. And I didn't invite any other artists to my wedding just to keep it neutral. And I had a really small wedding, but this is a super personal video coming out. It's going to drop on the 18th of November. So by the time this comes out, may or may not be out already, depending on the editing and whatnot. So yeah, that's something I'm really excited about. It starts out with me cutting the wedding cake. So it's a personal shot, and it's all real. You know, there's no acting, no performing. It's just live.
Oh, well, we're excited to see that. It's gonna be so beautiful. We already know. And I mean, I know you said it was small, it was real personal. I mean, from what we did see that you did post a little bit of, it looked beautiful. Like you guys were extremely happy. Like we were like so excited. We're like, oh my God, the wedding.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, like again, congratulations to you and your queen. That is such a blessing. That's so beautiful. And I mean, we're really excited because we know you, we know your work ethic. And I mean, I really count us as like blessed to be able to have even met you in person.
Yeah.
When we were at that Kasky, you know, concert, it was like really nice to meet you. And we like saw you and we were like, oh, he looks really cool. We didn't know how cool you were going to be
I feel you.
when we met you. We were like, after we're done meeting you, we're like, this guy is literally one of the sweetest people we ever met in our lives.
I feel you.
Yeah.
When I met you guys, I saw that piece of artwork of Caskey standing above the car with the like chrome font, and I was mind blown. I'm like, wow, that's really great art. And I was glad that we met. And then you guys did it right, where like the first thing you introduced our friendship with was like, hey, here's a piece of art with you. And I made that my phone background. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to work with these guys. And then we made a really cool piece for my single video, and that was something I'd never done. You turned me into a cartoon and a sticker. You know, I haven't made them into stickers yet, but I have to. It's sick that exists. You guys went out of your way. You taught me about a favicon. Had no idea. You know, you guys are looking out and doing things that help elevate people's career. And I'm one of those people that was elevated by any interaction with you guys. I've had a couple podcasts. You're the first one I've ever been brought back on so quickly, you know? So that means a lot. And you guys have that divine feminine energy for real.
Thank you. Thank you. We do our best. We do our best.
Yeah.
We're Soul Tribe.
We're definitely Soul Tribe. And I think and I know and I believe just the philosophy of the Mixtape Queens, our entire mission is to uplift those artists that aren't getting that from mainstream media. There's not a real, like, if you don't have the budget, you know, a lot of the times these people don't even want to look at you, you know?
Yeah.
And even if you do have the budget, if they don't think that you're that type of genre, or you don't fit into their bubble where they try to place you, you're also somebody that they're not looking at. And you know, music is like, it's diversity. It's diversity and unity all together at the same time, because there are people in India that rap, there are people in Japan that rap, people in, you know, all these other types of places in the world that rap, or they do country music, or they like to sing R&B, or they like to sing pop. And I think that music is really healing. And for us, music is medicine. So it makes complete sense that you would make all these different connections with people based off of music alone. You don't even have to know these people, you know?
Well, I got another dope person down here, LA the GOAT, just he peeked in on this video. He and I got a lot of stuff cooking. He's the guy who did Wave with myself.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, another Tampa Grand Bay connection. He and I are about to shoot another video. Glad he took a peek. Super cool homie and very talented rapper with a lot of industry experience and big records. So I'm happy he took a little peek. And what up to LA? He's super dope. I know you guys caught me right when I was pushing Wave, and that he and I made that record. It was a super easy record to make, just like one go in the studio, and then easy video as well. Working with him is definite thrill.
Aww.
So shout out LA. Yeah, I think that
Shout out to LA to go.
Period.
Yeah, I think that kind of falls in line with what you're saying. Another thing too, as like two dudes in the industry that are doing rap and touching on the divine feminine energy, females are running the game right now. They're in hip hop, especially to me. The artist that I'm vibing with the most is Ice Spice. Like, her beat selection and how she rides beats and what she says is something I'm always liking, you know? And she had that kind of follow-up game where like Munch hit and then she followed up and she stayed on. So I love her format and her style. She's one of my favorite artists. Game's flooded with great female artists. Like I mentioned, Lotto earlier, Coi Leray. As a DJ, those records are killing it in the club. When I drop them,
queens around the world.
Shout out to the queens around the world. I definitely love the versatility that I'm seeing in hip hop right now. I mean, even with I just got shocked the hell out of myself when I listened to that new song from Meg Thee Stallion. And honestly, I think I was the most impressed with that one because
are you talking about Cobra?
Yeah, she opened up like about a lot of stuff that people don't want to talk about. And I feel, it's especially from my perspective as an African American woman, that is very important for us to talk about. We don't hear enough of that. And so to see someone that's in that industry say, I'm going to drop this.
Yeah.
And it may not be the vibe that everybody else wants to hear, but I'm going to drop it for myself because this is me expressing myself. Art is an expression.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what form of art you do. It's an expression.
Yeah, you get me goosebumps on that one.
Yeah, and it's therapy. It's true healing, and being able to release something like that, it shows a great deal of humility, and just like really releasing something that can like hold you back from achieving more greatness, and seeing like the best version of yourself for yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are out here. They're doing their thing for sure. For sure.
This is a great time for music in general. I think it really is.
I think that helps her put herself in a whole new bracket of artists when she does a record like that, because it's not just another bubblegum hit. It's not another dance record. It's some substance, and it makes you look at her differently. So that's a really big move. And when you say it like that, you remind me she didn't have to. She could have held on to it, you know?
Yeah, she could have. She could have let that defeat her and never like talk about it again and just go back to, you know, the dancey type, real like kind of like that. But she didn't, and I commend people on being able to stay in their most authentic self and really just release it.
I love that.
Because even if other people don't like it, at least she got to get that off her chest. Like, I'm a firm believer in you don't know what anybody is really going through mentally. And obviously, in the song, if she hadn't released that, nobody would have known that she was having those type of thoughts, or that she was having those type of feelings, or going through what she was going through. And, you know, people are always curious, you know, about what are you doing outside of your craft? And I mean, that is an expression of what I'm doing outside of my craft. If you really want to know who I am, if you say you love me, if you say you support me, this is me. This is who I am. And I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to show you exactly who I am, how I'm feeling. And
that's the best.
Yeah, it's expression. Expression is everything.
I'm with it. That's probably more therapeutic for her than anything, especially after like the things she's learned and seen with the stages she has touched in her career. That's big, you know. So that's real art. That's a real artist, and I'm glad that she put that out for real. Yeah. She's pretty high up in the world of female rappers. She's probably a lot of people's number one, if not up there. You know, anytime Cardi comes out, Cardi swings and bites harder than anyone. I mean, bites like a shark, not in a bad way, like biting people. Like, she's fierce. When she first came out on Bodak Yellow, I was like, stop what you're doing.
Yeah, I think everybody was like, what?
Yeah.
But it was really good at the time when she released it, because I feel like even in that, even if people don't agree with what she said, man, she said what she said, and it was right at that time to spark something in other female artists and other artists out there. And so I'm like super excited to see where we're going in the music industry. We're seeing so much, you know, so many different artists. The versatility is crazy. And you know, artists like yourself, you're just out of this world for a lot of us that do listen to you, that truly get you, that truly feel you through your music. And, you know, we are extremely grateful to have had you twice on the Mixtape Queens podcast. And we're just grateful for you, grateful for your presence. And we're excited to see where this is going.
Me too. I remember when we spoke last time, a lot of the things we talked about have been accomplished and been done. I'm still sitting on 2 big records from Caskey, and those will come out at early or mid next year. And I'll be dropping a whole EP with LA the Goat. that's like one track away from being done. And I really like the sound of all those records. Very therapeutic to make them. It's awesome. I'm happy and thank you. Very humbled by what you're saying, because I know the value of my art and I know it can touch people, and I'm looking forward to see how everything grows, because I personally think I have to learn a lot more with marketing, and that's going to make a big difference. But I've got quality content out there, and when someone does discover me, they're going to go down the rabbit hole and they'll find a lot, because I got 6 albums, nearly 100 records out. And I switched to become a single artist from an album artist. I used to drop 2 albums a year for my first 3 years, and I did that and I learned. And then now I'd rather drop like 12 or so records a year as drop a single every month and see how that sustains and get the consistency going. So you have to learn how to adapt in this game.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for coming on the podcast. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for the conversation. Send Wifey a lot of love from the Queens. You already know.
Nice.
And everybody that is listening, that is looking, that has tapped in, make sure you follow our bro, Mass Demp.
Yes.
You can go to his website, massdemp.com. I'm trying to tell you, you want to be
in the loop.
Okay, you want to be. That's it. Period. And
same goes back to you guys, Mixtape Queens. Holler at them for super quality production, interviews, art, everything you could imagine. Mixtapes. I love when I hear you guys beat selection on the spiritual stuff. I'm like, geez, you know. And then the verses too. You guys can go, and that's all it takes, man. Like, putting it out is the most important thing, and letting the world use it. You took the time to make it, let the world enjoy it. So that's really the top thing I'd say. Thank you to you guys having me back. It's family at this point now, so much love, and on to 2024.
Yes.
Let's get it. All right, y'all, stay tuned for the next episode coming up soon. And like I said, tap in with our brother Mass Demp. Go show some love. Go subscribe. Peace.
Holla. Peace.